And we are live on another Tuesday night, getting closer to Christmas. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti, all in on high school sports. How are you?
Good. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm really good. You know, I'm got an exciting show tonight.
Yep.
Lots to go on. We got a couple Christmas decorations tonight. We got told by the boss to put some Christmas decorations on tonight. So Bobby Blackjack asked, and Bobby Blackjack
Speaking
gets
of
it.
the boss, right?
Yes.
I-95 Sports Network is one of our media platforms, and they are looking for and can and will stream live high school sporting events this winter season. So if you are interested in having your high school sports live streamed, that is something I-95 Sports is looking to do for schools. So
Absolutely. We're being
Just wanna get
broadcast
that out
live right
there.
now on the I-95 Sports Network, Zingo TV, YouTube, Twitter, and of course Facebook. So what we got going on tonight?
So tonight we will be joined by two very special guests. We have Coach Nick Campanile of the DePaul High School football team joining us, and then Anthony Carratura from Kearny High School Wrestling will be joining us as well. Before we get into this evening's guests, really quick little recap of our Toys for Tots
Yes.
donations. Again, one big thank you to all who donated. We delivered, the car was packed to the gills, the back seat, the trunk. We were wondering if we were going to have to take two cars. So we did manage to fit it into one, but very nice to be able to do this time of year. So thanks again to all of our donors. And next year, looking to do it bigger and better. So
Absolutely.
it was a great
Thank you
start.
again to everybody. And again, it was a great thing, and hope the kids like the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, got some nice stuff, so hopefully they like it.
All right, we have our first guest. Should I let Coach Campanile in?
Absolutely.
All right. Let me get...
Nobody wants to hear us talk all night, you know?
Let's get to the real meat of the show. All right, and Coach Campanile is coming on in now. Hi, Coach.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Welcome to the show. Please allow me to introduce you to our audience. We are joined tonight by Coach Nick Campanile of the DePaul Catholic High School. He will be the 2021 new head coach of the program. They compete in the North Jersey Super Football Conference United White Division. Coach Campanile has been coaching at DePaul since 2016 as an offensive coordinator and was a member of the 2017 state championship coaching staff, and he will be taking over the helm of a program that is steeped in tradition with 28 playoff appearances, 15 appearances in finals, and 7 sectional titles. So, Coach, once again, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah,
very
thank
much.
you, Coach. We appreciate you coming. I'll start off with first question. What's the advantage? You know, a lot of times when you become a head coach, you're pretty much moving on to another new school, so a lot to get used to and stuff like that. What's the advantage you're going to have as being at DePaul? You were the offensive coordinator. Now it's your program. What advantage is it for you of just walking right in now and saying, now you're in the head coach's role, you know the kids, you know the school. What's the advantages of that?
Well, that's a good question. I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head there. You know, number one, I know the kids very well, and I've gotten to know them over the course of the last couple of years. So I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses. Also, you know, the other added advantage is that there's a lot of continuity within the staff. You know, we've pretty much kept the entire staff that Coach McKenna put together. So, you know, we just kind of shuffled around some pieces, but for the most part, it's going to be the same staff. And I think that's important in this league, you know, and having the same defensive coordinator, having the same offensive coordinator, run the same system, you know, I think is a very big advantage, you know, as opposed to teaching a brand new system on both sides of the ball.
Nice. Coach, I was wondering if you could give us a little recap of the 2020 season. I know that you finished 3-3, but it's really not indicative of the type of team that you are given the strength of the competition that you guys play week in and week out. So could you tell us a little bit about your 2020 campaign?
Yes, absolutely. It was a really interesting year, you know, with the COVID situation that we were all in. It was tough. You know, we had to stop and start, and it was tough. You know, we had to get a game with Ocean City last minute. We found out on Wednesday night at 11 p.m. that we were going to be playing on Friday night. So, you know, that was very interesting to say that. But yeah, you know, it was a great year. You know, we had a great senior class. I'm really going to miss those guys. But yeah, you said it. We went 3-3, and you know, finishing 500 is not where we want it to be. But those 3 losses were to the top 3 teams in the state. So We'll take it. We're not happy with where we finished, but we're proud of the season we had and the effort these guys put forth in a really challenging time.
I'll piggyback off that question a little. A lot of people, they speak of the big five, Bergen, Joe's, Peters, Bosco, PC. You guys are in a group 4 school like them. You're in a group 3, but
Right.
you guys are in that class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess 2-part question. One is, do you want to be part of, when I'm saying you be part of, like the term of the big 5, make that a big 6, and you want to be in that category with those guys. And I guess the second part is, what do you want? And again, you guys, like Jen was saying, rich in tradition at DePaul, but where do you even want to? I don't want to say where do you want to go, because you guys have a great program already. But like, how high do you guys even want to go with the program
Yeah.
that you're going to be?
Absolutely, a good question. To answer the first part, we refer to it as the Big Six here at
Right.
DePaul. So yes, we want to be considered with them. There are a lot of great programs, and it's an honor just to compete with them every year. But since I've been at DePaul in the 4 years or 5 years now that I've been here, we've beaten every one of them. So,
It's awesome.
I consider us to be on that level. And what Coach McKenna built here is just incredible. From where it was when he took over to where this program is now, I mean, it's second to none. They were, playing group 1 and 2 public schools when he took over, and now we're playing the best schedule in the state year in and year out. So, yeah, I'm really happy with where we're at. But to answer your question, yes, we not only want to compete with them, we want to get to the level where we're top team in the state. And I know that's big talk, but I think we're prepared to do just that. We have a great group of kids right now, and we got a great group of coaches, and Coach McKenna has left an unbelievable program in our hands. So we do want to, we want to take it to the next level for sure.
Coach, one more question before Jen. I just want to interrupt. We go off script a lot here, but that has to help though. Playing a schedule like you're saying, you're playing. You lost 3 of the best teams in the state. When it does come back to a normal schedule, and now you're playing in your Group 3 playoffs. Of course, there's good games. There's good teams in there too, but that has to help when you have a schedule like that, and you're
Yeah.
playing in your regular season as those guys, and now you're in a playoff. That's just got to help when you get to the playoffs and get to your ultimate goal of a state championship. Also, though, correct?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, you go through a schedule in this league. I mean, you're as battle tested as you can possibly be. We equate it to the SEC or the Big Ten in college football. When the playoffs come around, you're ready. You're ready to go.
So, Coach, let's say you have a prospective student athlete that's interested in attending DePaul, right? What are you
Yep.
going to tell that player about the DePaul football tradition that we've been speaking of? What would you like tell them about that?
That's funny. You should ask. I just had a prospective eighth grade. So, yeah, we sell. It doesn't take a whole lot to sell this place. It's a great school. It's a great community, and I think whenever somebody comes up here, they can see that right away. What we try to sell them on it is the culture that we've created here. It's really a family atmosphere. We're a smaller school in comparison to the rest of the teams that we play. So I think when people come up here, I think they get that sense right away. It's a real family atmosphere, and that's what we're trying to create with the football program as well. I think our guys would attest to that. They really love each other and they play hard for one another. And I think that's when you're building a program. I think that's the most important thing is that culture. And excuse
Coach, I want to get off the subject of DePaul just for 1 second, real quick, because I mean you're part of a great football family in New Jersey. I mean, there's been people saying it's the first football family of New Jersey, and honestly, it's the truth. I mean, all you guys from your dad, your brothers, and stuff like that of what they've done. You got brothers coaching in college, other ones coaching at Bergen Catholic and stuff like that. So, a couple of questions. First is, do you guys lean on each other? I mean, hey, you guys are opponents. Like you might be playing them. But still, like. Do you guys lean? I guess 3-part question. One is, do you lean on each other for anything, or is it more like, hey, it's business, we, got to keep it like that? Or I mean, you're family, So
absolutely, yeah.
how does that work a little
Yeah,
bit?
no, we absolutely do. I know, I'm the youngest, so I lean on all 3 of them quite a bit. If you have a tough week or you have a tough loss, who better to call than
Right.
your 3 other brothers. But having said that, I think we're very open with one another, and if somebody comes up with a good idea or sees a good idea somewhere, we're
I swear to
immediately
God, Coach, that's on my list. I was gonna say, like, if they like, hey,
yeah,
look at this set or look at this or like,
no doubt, yeah, yeah.
it's
We
just
have
it's
we
a
have a
special
group chat.
situation.
We have a group chat with the four of us, and most of it is just sending plays off Twitter or
Yeah.
off the NFL Network. Just
What are you
sending those
guys doing
back.
that game week? If you're playing, like, you be doing that if you're playing Bergen next year, you're gonna be sending plays, or you're
No,
gonna hold that one off to Sunday, right?
That's right. Yeah,
That gets held off to Sunday. And then what about the bond? Like, would you say the bond of your family again, like from the historic coach your dad was at PC, all the way down to, like you're saying, you're the youngest, like that special bond you guys all have of the love of football, the love of coaching.
Yeah, it is. It is very special. We're very close, and we also have a sister that's right in the middle. We always say she's the toughest one, but all five of us are very tight. We spend as much time as we can together. It's been tough with COVID. I haven't
Yeah.
really seen my family nearly enough. In fact, I haven't seen Anthony in over a year, so that's been tough. But through it all, we are very, very tight, and I thank God for that.
Awesome.
Nice. Coach, let's look ahead to 2021. What are your expectations, and maybe who are some of your returning players that you can expect to be key contributors or have leadership roles for you?
Yeah, so we've got quite a few returning starters, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. We have a defensive end by the name of Quire Price that's probably as good a player as you're going to see in New Jersey. He's got 10 to 15 offers somewhere in that range,
Wow.
and he's an incredible player and just a great kid, and I expect a lot from him. Also as a leader too, not just on the field. We also have Corey Lyde is returning. He's a two-way starter. He plays receiver and corner. He's another multi-offer guy that really had a tremendous year this year. So defensively, I expect to be really good. We actually have 9 guys returning who have started since they were sophomores.
Wow, that's great.
We have 9 3-year starters on the defensive side. So I expect to be very good on the defensive side. And then on offense, we have some great talent returning. I mentioned Corey. We have a really strong receiving core coming back, and we have some really good underclassmen. We had a great freshman class this year, and some really good sophomores that we're excited about.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Should we move on to a little
Yeah, let's
rapid
give them a little
fire?
fun.
All
Yeah,
right.
we've hit some with some good questions. We'll
This
leave
is,
it up a little bit.
This segment we call rapid fire. They're
Okay.
meant to be a little more fun and quick succession.
Well, some are
So,
fun.
I know
There's some serious.
Sometimes we catch people off guard now.
Like, I don't know if this first question's fun, but all right. Next year, DePaul versus Bergen Catholic. Who are your parents rooting for?
They won't even come to the game. They don't even show up anymore. But I have a feeling my mother will be rooting for us.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
her favorite.
Is that because you're
I'm
the
her
baby?
favorite.
Yeah, is that because you're the baby, or what's that? Why?
That's right. That's right. I'm her favorite.
There you go. There you go.
Starting some trouble on our show.
That's it.
Amongst the siblings. All right, are you on Santa's naughty list or nice list this year, and what do you want from him?
Oh, that depends who you ask. Yeah, I would say I'm on the nice list, hopefully, but it depends. Yeah. What would I want? I would want the group I have returning to be my guys the next year. I couldn't ask for more than that. I'm in a great situation. I'm really excited about this job and this opportunity, and I wouldn't ask for anything else. Exactly what I've been given.
By the way, you got a comment from a Brian Murray saying naughty.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't expect anything more.
All right, here's the next one.
Yep.
The best coaching win you were ever part of.
Oof, that is a good one. In 2017, we won the state championship versus St. Joe's in an unbelievable game. We only scored 7 points, and being the offensive coordinator, that was a little tough to swallow. But that was probably my favorite group of kids that I've ever coached, and to win with them the way we won was really special.
Another comment from one of my friends there, Artie and Ramadani, big Garfield guy, grew up, coached him in junior football. He said,
Right.
"What's up? The Camps are all great people." So
Artie's a good man.
he was.
I
I'll
remember
tell you what an
talking-
athlete he was.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes, he was.
sick.
I remember him as a wrestler back when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, we have wrestling on the
Yeah,
next
we have
part of the
wrestling on
show,
next.
so-
Artie, and stay on.
All right, I always have to follow up the best win with the toughest loss. What's one that still stings?
Oof, the Del Barton loss this year is as hard of a pill to swallow as I've ever had. There's a couple calls in that game that I wish I had back. And, as a play caller, that's the life you live. But it was, that one really was hard to get over. I don't know that I ever will.
All right, fill in the blank. You're the first coach that's going to have this new segment, fill in the blank. This is an easy one. Blank wins championships.
Defense.
There you go. From an offensive guy. Coach, I was offensive coordinator at St. Mary's, and I'm telling you, I was always like, I'm never going to say it, but now having coach, it's like reality. Defense wins championships.
It's true, right? I almost put special teams, but.
We got a comment from Coach Bear, it looks like, saying the Becton lost to Sea Caucus in 2009.
That was a brutal one. Me and Coach Bear coached we started out at Becton together. He's a really good friend of mine. We lost to Sea Caucus in an unbelievable game in 2009. That one, I still think about that all the time.
All right, Coach, do you have any game day superstitions or rituals that you adhere to?
I don't know if I can share this. This is kind of a Campanile trait. We all throw up before the game. I get very nervous, and I usually have to relieve myself before the game. It's kind of a superstition, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Oh, and our last one, we added a little bonus here. This is one we like to do. We should keep a running tally, actually, of all of our guests. Your preference, Under Armour, Nike, or Adidas?
Well, we're an Under Armour school, so I don't think I can say otherwise. No, we have a great rep. I love Under Armour. We've been with them for a while. But I think they're all great. Adidas certainly is on the rise, too, these days.
Very nice. We
got another comment from Daniel Farina saying back of the end zone. I guess that's where he's asking you do your little superstition.
That's happened before, yeah.
Too funny.
So Coach, you must just be pumped up for we'll ask you because we didn't ask, and we always ask all the other coaches. Is it just like a little weird now because again, like season's over, it would be like regular normal. Hey, we're getting lifted, we're doing all this, but is it a little weird now with all this stuff?
Yeah, it really is. The hardest part is most of our kids are virtual, so I don't get to see them every day. So it's hard to keep tabs on them and make sure they're doing the right things in school. But we have a great staff. We've already had 3 or 4 staff meetings, and we're trying to stay on them as best we can with Zoom meetings and those types of things, just to make sure their grades are on par and everything's being communicated in terms of the off-season workouts.
Okay.
Coach, thank you so much for coming on this evening. It was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. We want to definitely do something with you when the season starts.
Absolutely.
Of course, have you on, maybe some players, maybe do a game from DePaul or do something like that, and it would be awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
No, awesome. And again, enjoy. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Yes, same to you.
And good luck.
Good luck.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.
Have
you
a
got
good
it.
night.
Have a great night. Thanks again.
So I want to thank Coach Campanile for coming on.
Absolutely. Very nice.
Awesome. Coach Bear from Ramsey. We want to get Coach Bear from Ramsey to come on. He had a great. Unbelievable season this year. First year at Ramsey.
Yep.
So, when we talk about and I love his comment. We were talking about the Big Five when he said, no, we're the Big Six around here. It's true, like they're part, and we mentioned it with the Del Barton guys. And again, they're not quote unquote this North area, Jersey, right? This area. Morris County. But, hey, they are,
And he said they've beaten them all.
They did. And you know what? That's you're playing in that schedule, and it's true. We talk on our regular K&K show. We always talk about how the SEC, that division, and it's on another level. You're playing top teams in the state, and it's where people can go and say, well, if that team has 2 losses, how could? But
right, the competition.
The competition. So a 1, 2, maybe even a 3-loss team in that conference is still better than a lot of other teams in the state.
And you made the point that definitely benefits them come state tournament play when they play.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you're going to play the better competition. It's just going to pay later on. Talking before we get our next guest in, there was a little breaking news about a playoff, about some kind of a plan coming up and stuff like that, about playing to a true state champion. Again, parochials pretty much do already. it's more of the public schools and stuff like that. What are you, real quick, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, you've been a coach, you've done like the sectional championship and then a state semifinal, a state final.
Right, well, as a player, former high school player and a former high school coach, when I think of the sports that I coached, field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse, coached and played, to be a state champion, you had to go to the group finals, so, again, I don't want to take anything away from football teams who have won a sectional title and are considered state champions, but it is the only sport that you don't play to that group. You have 4 champions in each of your 2 norths and then your central and your south. So if they could do it, I think it would be great. I think having a true state champion would be a good thing. I know that would be some scheduling.
Of course.
It's a little different with the other sports because they can play more than once a week. But I know we're going to get into that a little bit later. So we do have our next guest ready to go.
Oh, awesome. Okay, let's bring him in. Yeah.
Okay, we have Coach Tony Carratura from Kearny High School Wrestling joining us this evening as our next guest. So we'll just make sure he's in and can hear us. Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you?
There he is. There he is. What's going on?
Oh, this is great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, nice to see you. I haven't seen you since March.
I know, right? Well, I said right now we'd be getting ready for the tournament this weekend.
Oh, hey, don't jump. You're going to get asked about that in a second. But,
all right.
We're going to do. But thank you, Coach. Thank you for joining us tonight.
I'd like to just introduce you to our audience coach. This is Coach Anthony Carratura Jr. This will be his 4th season as the varsity wrestling coach at Kearny. He coached at the recreation level in Kearny 6 years prior to that. And last season, congrats, Coach. You saw your first playoff win in 25 years. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Awesome, Coach. I'll just start my first question for you. Your dad was the longtime wrestling coach, a legend in Kearny. What does it mean for you to take over that program that, he built, and again, he was, a legend there. So for you now to fill in that role for him, what does that mean to you?
Well, to be honest, this wasn't the plan, so I love the little guys, coaching the little guys. We had an awesome time, great group of coaches. We still do. And it was supposed to be, we create this atmosphere at the youth level, and then we shoot him up to my dad, and then the Gestapo's got him, then he's taking control, so didn't go the way we wanted to, but stepping in, like I said, we have a great group of coaches, great family, the parents are awesome. So stepping in with the high school, I mean, last year we graduated a few seniors, and we've been coaching them since they were 6th grade, so it's and the culture's still building, and hopefully we got a couple new kids coming up from the rec, and that's what you need, the feeder program to
Absolutely.
kind of build up. So it was definitely an easy role. Not having him there, we joke around, we got a bunch of other coaches. It takes all of us to create, so it's good. It's good to have them around. Good to we still feel him around us, and it's great.
Awesome.
I'm going to go off script for a moment here. Usually Kurt's the one going off script.
Yeah, always. She never does this. This is the first.
But
I like it.
I just just knowing that you are the youth, it must be so nice to see, like you were saying, like you've created that culture where like it's like a family, and I don't want to jump ahead. I hope I'm not piggybacking off of something we're going to talk about later, but it must be, and especially now you're in a position because you're like your 4th year as the head coach that you are having kids that you coached at that youth level, like you still have, so you've seen them. It must be really nice for you as a coach to see them come like full circle through the Kearny program.
Oh, it's excellent. I mean, that's the most rewarding thing, to see these kids grow up. And, like I said, some of the guys that are in our rec program now were, I don't know, maybe 2nd grade. They were young, and now they're, entering high school, going to be freshmen, or, they're sophomore now. So it's cool. And you come so close with the families, which is, actually what my dad always preached. You got to be a family. You got to get people to help. You got to have, some people think that too many hands involved, creates problems. But, our culture and everybody's helping out. It's really a great thing we have going.
Nice.
I'm gonna go off script now because she went off script. I'm gonna go off script. Is it different for you though? I don't believe we didn't ask this question, but it must be like a little different coaching though. I mean, when you have like the younger kids, you're teaching them from zero how to wrestle. Now, is it more like refining them and changing it, or you still get kids that you're basically teaching them from scratch, or like you're saying, most of those kids are from that from the feeder program. All those coaches you're working with. So is it a little easier like that? You have the faith in those guys, and now it's a little like just fixing them up a little bit.
No, it's really so. In Kearny, we don't have now our rec program. Our kids are going all over the place in wrestling. But prior to this, we didn't really do a lot of wrestling. Our motto was like homegrown. So we grow. That was our motto. But usually, so rec, now we're creating that culture where we have the kids from a young age and we're building them up to go to high school. That's really what we're trying to do now. But then in high school, we have kids that come out freshman, sophomore year, and that's what we take pride in. And we mold this kid into, or not a region, a district or something like that. So that's what we really take our pride in. But now it's becoming, I don't want to say easier, but now, having that rec program and getting now it's we're just kind of molding these kids to be champions, really. I mean, they're coming up and we're producing. So,
awesome.
Which is awesome.
Coach, can you give us a little recap of your last year's season, 2019-2020, and of course, including that, how exciting and emotional it must have been to have that first playoff victory in 25 years?
Oh yeah, it was. So it was actually not an easy season. I mean, we had a great group of kids. Like I said, we had probably, I think, 10 seniors on the team, 8 starters. Again, we all knew each other. That they grew up through the rec program, and so we had them, and with that comes some big personalities too. So we got the usually they're all hanging out and friends, and they separate. So me and my assistant coach, we kind of did a lot of quality control last year, which was a little different. It was a little different, but like I said, that family atmosphere, nothing ever spiraled out of control, and we kind of kept it together, and we put together a pretty good season. I mean, my motto, my dad was, we wrestle anybody. We'll go over the state to wrestle whoever, and especially last year with the quality wrestlers we had. I mean, we would wrestle anybody. We'd go out there, get blown out, but we want them to remember us. That was our speech prior. Listen, these kids are good. We know that they're better than us. But let's make them remember us. Let's go out there and just wrestle tough. And that was kind of our motto.
And you used the word tough, and I was going to say it's a perfect segue into the next question is, again, being in the school, hearing about the wrestling program and stuff like that, you hear like the Kearny kids are quote unquote the tough kids, So in a couple words, I guess, what does it take to be a Kearny wrestler? Or if somebody says, what's a Kearny wrestler? What's a definition of a Kearny wrestler? How would you answer that?
Honestly, it's really just a scrappy kid, just a kid that wants to go out there and compete. I mean, like I said, I mean, we're not always going to be the most technical kids out there, but we're there to compete. And you know what? You give us the opportunity, we're going to throw you and put you to your back. That's just, that's our mindset going into matches. And we have several kids on our team that really came out of nowhere and we're doing. So that's really our mindset going in, is just, you give us that opportunity. We try, before every match, we don't make mistakes. That's really it.
By the way, Coach, you got to go back and watch the YouTube link of it, because we got a good picture of you on there. Your name's on the screen, but she found a good picture. I'm going to be honest. You're looking sharp in it. Little Kearny background back there. So you're not going to see it now because you're just watching the Zoom link, but you go back and you see it. I think you're going to like it.
Oh, nice.
Coach, this has been a unique school year, to say the least, right? There has been and will continue to be many changes and uncertainties given the pandemic situation. You guys, in particular, having a delayed start, a shortened season. Can you tell us how things have affected, like, wrestling in particular, and in general, really just the challenges of coaching during COVID?
Really, it's been trying to think of a good word. It's almost like I'm confused all the time with what we're doing, because you hear one thing's going to happen, so you start setting up so before the season. Obviously, a lot of coaches, you have your schedule set up. So my schedules we're pretty much done, by state time last year. everything's pretty much set. You're kind of looking for a couple more matches later on. So that obviously got blown out of the water. Then we started calling and setting up other matches, and then obviously now it got switched again. So it's just uncertainty. I think it's a good word. The March, when the season starts, and it's still that in the season. So, I mean, to think that to think that wrestling right now hasn't been going on since March to now, and still not sure what's going to happen is crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, are these dates still set? That you guys can start practicing March 1st with your matches beginning March 16th with like an April 24th ending. Is that still accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, that's what we were told. So again, you know what? Them pushing it back really did help a little bit, because we would have been in the season now, and honestly, we probably wouldn't have made it through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was probably the best thing to happen right now. Now we're trying to set things up. I say I'm usually like last minute guy, so like I weigh my options and I'm like, all right, let's do that. This year I said I had everything planned for the summer. We usually go to Long Branch and wrestle in their duels that they have there in the summer. We started going last year. This year I was going to set up a summer duels in Kearny, and everything, and I was all ready. So I think it of course this happens. So I don't know. It's just it's really uncertain. You really don't know. But the good thing is that we have this time to kind of set things up now. So we have the holidays to kind of see what's going to happen. Hopefully the cases go down, and then
Start up.
We'll get back in a school. We're looking for a spot that we could have our wrestlers practice in now. Our booster club does an excellent job raising money, so we have the funds. So we just have to find the spot for the kids to kind of go and just roll around a little bit. Hopefully it's safe for them too, and then we'll go from there.
Now, kind of, expanding on that a little bit, we actually have this on our agenda later, but I'll just get your thoughts on it. Recently, I think it was yesterday, I read an article about Del Barton and Bergen Catholic, I believe it was, having an outdoor match like in April. So, and then I actually didn't realize, reading the article again, that it mentioned like Mars Hills and Mars Knolls were doing something similar. Like, is that something you foresee? Like, again, just because that indoor component for the winter sports, I think, is just what puts them at such a disadvantage. So if you guys are a little bit later, you're the last segment of the winter sports, right? So is that something that maybe like you see a lot of wrestling programs looking to do, to maybe give the kids the opportunity to actually compete?
Definitely. The Bayonne coach just texted me today and asked me if we would be okay wrestling outside.
Cool.
And I said, that's awesome. I said, let's do it. And then I actually was texting Mr. Almeida, our athletic director, and see if we could get it too.
That is awesome.
I mean, we have the great stadium in Kearny too. So I always wanted to do a summer tournament and see if we could throw the mats outside, which is still in the works. We'll see. Hopefully.
That'd be sad. That'd be great.
It's all about, like, and again, just, I think I perused the article title and then I actually fully read it, and again, just about giving the kids the opportunity to play, whatever it takes kind of to give them that opportunity. Yeah, so that'd be great. Good luck. I hope that works out.
I'll go to that one, I'll tell you that. Can you give us a real quick 2021 preview, just a quick overview, maybe some players, some wrestlers to excited to have back, or any new kids, or again kids coming back?
Yeah, so like I said before, we graduated a lot of seniors. So now we have this year actually we were really looking forward to, because we lost all our seniors, and we have a bunch of guys that have been behind them for a couple years now. So we have a bunch of guys that are hungry to get into the lineup, and they work hard, but they just couldn't beat the guys that we had there before. So now we're refueling, so to speak. So now they're coming in and they're hungrier. We got, like I said, our rec program. We're coming up. The first person as our team captain this year would be Jacob Baeza. He's closing in. He, had an injury last year, but he would have easily surpassed 100 wins. Two-time state qualifier. Region champ. Region second place. Two-time district champ. He's our leader. And then we have Daniel Silvera, who's coming back. Adam Michaels, Israel Armaza, Dallas Sanchez. We got all these guys that are coming back. We're going to miss our twins up top. Our heavier guys. Those guys were, the heart and soul of our team last year and the years prior. So we'll miss them. We got Devin back, our heavyweight. And then we fill up we got little Baeza coming in. We got little Josh coming in from our rec program. So he'll be a freshman this year, which is also, hopefully we have our season because, I speak to Jacob and he's like, it'd be pretty cool to wrestle with my brother.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't think about stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's the stuff that, I'm hoping that we get the season going. And then we got little Joey Rocco, who was light last year. Hopefully he could fill in. He's got, another Witt coming up. We got little Trayton Witt coming up. So, I mean,
You sound like you're ready to go, Coach. You sound like you're ready to go.
I'm so antsy. My 1.5-year-old son's taking a beating every morning. I get yelled at. Every day.
That's okay.
He's little, so.
That's funny. So, Coach, as you were just saying, it's December 15th. Normally, your season would be, you guys would be practicing, maybe even getting ready for your first match. But now it's delayed, but it will be here shortly, hopefully, like you said. So let's pretend you have the chance to address your players right now regarding this upcoming season. What would you like to say to them?
Just, right now, my motto for this whole time is just do something. Go for a run. Jacob's been great. He calls the guys up as, gets them going for, to meet somewhere. They go for a little run. They do a little workout. Just to do something. And then after the holidays, we'll really focus on getting some mat time. And like I said, hopefully you just don't know with the cases and everything. You want everybody to be safe. So that's really the hardest part, but everything's good. We're rolling. We're ready to wrestle, come after the holidays, we're full force and we'll be ready for March.
Awesome.
Nice. All right. Our next segment is called Rapid Fire. So these are a little quicker questions, not necessarily like
some some serious.
We like to think they're fun.
Yeah. Put you on the spot
a little. You could be the judge of that.
All right. I'm going to start it off. Best wrestler in Kearny high school history.
Got to be Dave Cordova. Dave Cordova, he's the greatest. I mean, I tell people all the time. I've seen him wrestle in matches that outside tournaments that were phenomenal. He just high school wrestling. He was the best. He should have been a 4-time state champion by far. I've seen him beat I actually seen him beat the kids that he lost to. I seen him beat in other tournaments other than one. I think I seen him beat them in other tournaments too. So I mean, he's by far. But going back to Jacob Baeza, he's probably has the credentials. If he tournament he plays again, he'll be the only other than Dave to go to the States 3 times.
Nice.
Great.
So.
All right, Coach. 3 words to describe your coaching style.
I definitely like to have fun, respect, and hard work.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So if you were to have a big wrestling tournament this weekend, and you needed to make sure, you needed to make sure you were all set up, print out your the tournament sheets and stuff like that. Who would be the one person you would call to make sure you're all set up?
Brian. Brian takes care of that.
Not me.
Oh well, you set up everything. I mean,
I was gonna cut you off.
To set everything up, definitely you. To set everything up.
I got to tell you a funny story, Coach. I got to tell you a funny story. We were actually down the shore one time, and my phone rang at 7 a.m., and she says to me, "Who the hell is that calling you at 7 a.m.?" I said, "It's Coach Carratura. I got to make sure he's okay on his tournament." So.
Oh, that Wi-Fi, man.
The Wi-Fi, yeah, that's what I meant. The Wi-Fi. All right, that wasn't my question.
That's why, yeah.
That's what I meant. To make sure you have your Wi-Fi set up.
That would have been
yeah, that was you. 100%.
All right, good. All right, I'll take
100%.
that.
Poorly worded.
That wasn't my question. My question is, rank these 3 sandwich places in the Kearny area.
All right.
Stosh's, Capeluti's, and the new one, Jersey Mike's. Or if there's a 4th one that I'm not thinking of.
Oh, man, I love Capeluti's is my favorite. Now I'm going to have to go get a sandwich.
So Capeluti's 1. Who's 2?
I'll go Stosh's and then Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely Capeluti's. Number 1 Italian.
There you go.
We have been hearing about these places. We still haven't made it there. All right, Coach, it's preseason day one. What's the first drill on your practice plan?
We're probably, well, so are we going with the COVID rules? Because I want to,
No,
we'd
take
have to
COVID
check.
out.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
Take it out.
Okay, all right. 'Cause that's all I'm thinking about is what we're doing in practice. We got to check the temperature. So temperature checks and writing and everything.
By the way, Coach Sylvia is saying, "Ayo, throw the half."
Yeah, yeah. That was my dad saying. We got his T-shirts that says "throw the half."
And Coach Chu is saying he loves
Chu.
muscles.
Chu, I just beat Chu in fantasy football playoffs. Too.
Congratulations. I'm not I don't know how my week's gonna go. Christian McCaffrey. That's all I'm gonna say. Christian.
Me too.
I traded
him
for him.
too.
I traded for him. I got one game out of him.
Yeah,
That's for
I
another
have him
topic.
too. Oh God! All right, first practice. I mean, we get in the gym, we stretch, we run, and then we run. We go into our stance, and then right into takedowns.
Nice.
All right. Who is the I don't want to answer it like I don't want to say yours, but what is the biggest Kearny wrestling schools? Who is the biggest rival?
Well, I mean, so in the past, there was always North Bergen. We always had, when we had the districts back in North Bergen, which is one of the reasons why, we kind of didn't like moving the district because we had so many, rivalries with everybody. That St. Peter's Prep got a lot better, so that rivalry kind of, fizzled out a little bit. It's still there, but they're top notch. So us, North Bergen, we're always rival, back and forth. We still do. It's still a great match. But actually, the last couple of years, we actually had a nice rivalry with Mendham, which was great. Same district, and they came in as the powerhouse school, and then here we go, Kearny. We come, rolling in, and almost beat them in the districts to win the championship 2 years in a row. So that became a cool rivalry we had. Trying to think who else we would have. Belleville, the towns, Bloomfield, Belleville, all the towns around Kearny. Nutley's a huge match for us. We that's been going great for us too. We go after everybody. I like, we get fired up to wrestle everybody.
Great answer.
Nice. Coach, Kurt tells me that you are a Dallas Cowboys fan. So my question.
No, that's my father. My father's a Cowboys.
Oh, I thought you're a Giant fan.
Giant fan. Yeah.
Oh, we can't ask him that question.
Well, let's ask him anyway.
All right, ask him anyway. I don't know why I thought he was a
opinion,
Cowboy fan.
In your
My
opinion.
dad was a Cowboy fan. That's the only thing me and my dad fought about was the Cowboy Giants and wrestling. That's the only thing.
All right, what do you think? Do they pay Dak Prescott the big money?
I hope so. I do hope so. He's, seems like a good kid. He's, it's horrible what happened to him. I really do.
That's true. It is a little different when you ask now,
Yeah.
his injury and stuff.
All right, I'll jump back. I'll jump back in one more then. I don't know why I thought he was a Cowboy fan. My fault. But Giants win the NFC East this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There it is.
Definitely.
The Cardinal game didn't bother you at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
But you're still confident.
I knew
They're still going to
be-
win that division.
Yeah, I knew
Okay.
there'd be a little hiccup. That
right.
Seattle game was big. I think that
Oh,
was
real big.
for confidence and everything. So
All right, one more rapid fire for you, Coach. Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas?
I guess I have to go with Under Armour.
No choice, right? By the people over there are listening. Shirts will be coming. They'll be taking the shirts tomorrow.
Yeah.
But no, Coach, thank you for coming on. It was late notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
we
it-
really loved having you.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to definitely do something with you again with the kids, a bigger preview, even do something
that'd
with a
be
match later on, get kids during the season and stuff like
Absolutely.
that.
Make it work out.
Yeah, get that outdoor. Tell Almeida, get that outdoor match. That would be great.
That would be
We'd
awesome.
set
what
up
we're
from there, broadcast
we could
from
do a
there.
live show.
Yeah, like a live pregame show from
Okay.
outside on the field. That would be awesome.
That would be great.
That'd be pretty
Absolutely.
cool, though. No, like, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, you're coaching outside in a wrestling match. Like,
Well, that's what I told the Bayonne coach when he texted me. I said, I might even throw on a singlet.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know. But well, let me ask you this, because I asked her off the air. Realistically, though, what month could you do something like that outside? It's different. It's not like baseball where you're wearing a hoodie and you can wear an Under Armour shirt. I mean, you're in your, they're in their outfits and stuff. What
Yeah, I mean,
realistically when could it be done?
well, so I know colleges have been doing it for the last few years too. Prior, I'm gonna say maybe around Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit before Thanksgiving. I mean, it was beautiful Thanksgiving this year, and then I think in April when we're setting up ours, I'm hoping. I mean, because March is usually it's freezing.
Yeah.
So hopefully April kind of, maybe middle of April.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
Got a couple of heaters. I got everything planned. So.
That's it.
It sounds like it's been thought out already. Nice.
Well, let me listen. Just let me know now if you want something with that Wi-Fi. Don't get me in April a week before and we have to go outside. I'll start working on that now. On our schedule. But no, that would be awesome. But seriously, that coach, thanks for coming on.
Yes. Best of luck this season.
Awesome. Go Kearny.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Again, good luck, Coach.
And check the YouTube video. Let me know what you think of the picture.
All right, definitely.
All right. Thank you,
Good
Coach.
night.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Another nice interview.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
Coach Carratura. And again, he's, that's him. Like, that's how he is, like have fun, the
Yeah,
fire
yep.
attitude and stuff like that.
I just, again.
By the way, I got to
to
cut you off. Best duo
shocking.
in the game, but Kurt, can you know? Oh, he's the one. I don't know how you do it. He doesn't know how you do it. Oops.
Exactly. I know everybody feels my pain, especially the K&K crew.
Yeah,
I was
they
gonna-
say that now, and you say that now live on air, but after that, you'll be like, I didn't mean to say that on air. You'll start dealing with that stuff.
Not true. I was going to say it's nice we have the coaches on. I mean, I love having the players on too, but just, we're both former coaches. And I always say this, like, that's what I miss most about the coaching, like your program, the family atmosphere, kind of giving your kids on your team that experience. And another two great coaches tonight that are just doing a great job with their program and, having a positive influence on their players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got a question for you because how they were saying, you guys were talking about, Coach Carratura was saying about the wrestling outside.
Mm-hmm.
What's another sport that you could see that would kind of be like weird, but could get done?
From a winter sport?
Well, either or.
Okay.
I'm saying,
Well, it has to be an indoor
it
sport,
could be
right?
outdoor to indoor. I'm just saying in general, not with
right.
not with the stipulations. I'm just saying in general.
Let's go through those winter sports, right? I mean, basketball could be done
Right.
outside.
That was the one I was gonna
But
say.
what's weird is like the surface. Like you play indoor, you play on a hardwood court. Outside, you'd play on it just as a little
Right, like a
if
concrete.
falls,
Yeah.
Injury aspect. Volleyball, totally different. I mean, I would imagine that's weird. Like, could you have volleyball? Like, how could you have volleyball? Again, the surface is just, dangerous. I feel like I don't know if they could manufacture some type of court outside rather than having to play on concrete or pavement. So I don't know.
I mean, football on a high school level, it would be weird just because it's like, how many people have played in a dome in a stadium?
Yeah.
That would just be weird.
Yeah.
But baseball, same situation. I mean,
But you mean who's playing outside? Are you saying?
I meant inside, like an inside sport to outside, or even vice
or
versa, or vice versa.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
what would be?
Yeah.
The wrestling one to me would be like, wow, there's a wrestling match outside.
Yeah, it is. It's different. It's kind of like what was it? The ice hockey, professional ice hockey that was played outside,
Right.
in the winter. That's just
Like the
a different
soccer. I mean,
experience.
that again, it's just
And those kids are used, like you said, in the off season. Lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, baseball, they're playing indoors.
right.
like
They're
you said,
playing indoor. I mean, game wise, but again, you're not going to have like what facility is going to have that. And
Like, we used to have tournaments, indoor tournaments for the sports I
you know what I'm
coached.
waiting for? I'm waiting for the first high school team. I don't even know if anyone honestly in the country has this. I mean, I don't think anyone in Jersey does.
To have a dome.
But to have a dome. To have a dome. By the way, hello all in high school sports from Maryland. Sorry for the late start. That's Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Hello, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Now that it's a late start, you have to go back and see Coach Campanile. That great interview on Coach Carratura. But that I wonder if there's anybody in the country that has that.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. That's a good.
I mean, think about the money
Well, yeah.
that one cost, but two, what they
Could bring in,
what they could
possibly,
bring in.
yeah.
I mean, you could have, like you're saying, games because of weather. I mean, they want to talk about state playoff games. They don't want to play games, mid-December because of cold. I mean,
Right.
you're
Right.
inside.
Yeah. Right.
You know, but the cost of that would just be crazy. So any other sport like that would
I don't know.
throw you for a loop?
Again, really, I feel like the winter sports more so than in terms of playing a game. I feel like we said, you play basketball in the winter, but you're playing, even when you play like
Right.
AAU ball, you're still playing in a gym. I mean, but you can go to camps outside. You play outside, but playing a game outside would be a little different.
Another disrespectful comment to myself. Jen, if you want to drive down to Maryland after the show, I finished the guest room is ready because I feel sorry for you if you're snowed in with Mr. Valenti. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you.
Kenny,
Thank you
I'm
for
going
the
to work
offer.
around this house, clean up, get ready for Christmas and stuff.
Okay.
And she'll be upstairs sleeping.
Yep. Everybody believes that one.
So
That is true. Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah.
But
Now, another interesting point that we were talking about the outdoor wrestling, and that the reason maybe they would be able to do it is because they're that last phase of the winter sports to start. However, they do overlap then with the spring sports starting. So there's the spring sports right now are supposed to start practice March 26th. That's tennis, and then I guess the next one is April 1st, the next spring sports. But there's a couple weeks overlap there. So
you want my opinion on that, honestly? And I know it might not be popular with whether it's some coaches or the NJSAA, but you know what? Listen, it's a special circumstance and stuff like that. You know what? If you can
try to get them to
I mean, you know what? I mean, whether they wrestle, play baseball, like it's
Well,
not like
you know-
that can't start until that season. Let the kids do it. I mean,
know. If
if
something can be
it's a
done,
match,
yeah.
I mean, not
Right.
if there's 9 matches, but if you're gonna have another match in April, and that kid wants to wrestle, and he's still a baseball player or whatever else he is in the spring.
We hope they
let
can
the
make some
kid-
allowances.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I know.
You know-
Especially given these these times.
Of course, it's
And what would stink is because too the spring sport potentially they missed their spring sport last year, so you could have a junior who was a junior last year who missed, let's say, their baseball season. They're a
Right.
wrestler and a baseball player, and now it's their senior season. They wrestle, they get their wrestling season, great, but they potentially lose out on another baseball season.
Right.
So there's so many things to consider with the scheduling and the.
But I
rescheduling.
love the thinking outside the box and doing it.
Yeah.
How can we do this?
Exactly.
And
And I love that because again, it's all about giving the kids the opportunity to play.
right.
They can make it
and,
work.
and that's just
Yeah.
like Coach Campanile, and I respect so much because again, from coaching, Rob Neely saying to Beelan, baseball screwed again, meaning
right,
high school
right.
baseball.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like what Coach Campanile was saying, which I think is awesome. It's game gets canceled or we don't have a game. Hey, Wednesday, we found somebody to play. Games Friday. It's not like,
Right.
we need 7 days for film.
Right.
Like
We just wanna play.
Get the kids to play.
Right. Yep.
No one has the advantage. Like that team's just like just like they're gonna have a day, you're gonna have a day.
Right.
I think it's awesome. I mean, listen, it's no fun because. I coach Campanile's shoes as an offensive coordinator. The head coach is probably like,
Right.
all right, how we blocking it? Like,
Right.
you're staying up 8 hours
Right.
to do it. But you know what? The reality is it's getting those kids to play. And I respect all the schools that did that, even on the college level.
No,
Look how they're
absolutely.
doing
Picking up
that.
games, yeah.
BYU and Coastal Carolina 2 weeks ago, 2 undefeated teams, 2 top teams. They decided in the middle of the week, hey, we're playing Saturday. You know what? One of those teams isn't going to be undefeated anymore. Right. So hats off to both of them. It's the same thing on the high school. So I applaud all the high schools that are doing stuff like that.
Agreed.
Any other new? And real quick about the playoff. Let's get back to that real fast.
Just the proposal is about finding a true state champion. Going the 2 rounds beyond the sectional final. So the proposal is that there would be, not just a sectional champion, but a true group champion in football as there are in the other sports.
Real quick, I know we've talked off the air on this, but again, in the Catholic school, in the parochials, you're playing your true state champion. Mm-hmm. But for the publics, what's your opinion when best game of the year, Joe Chu saying best game of the year, Coastal Carolina and BYU, I think this is talking about. It was. And so what's your thoughts on that? Like, Do you like how football does it right now?
Well, again, I'm gonna say two things. When I think state champion, I think group state champion. And again, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Understand with football, you only get to play once a week. Like, I don't know how much things would have to be pushed back, or how much they would, and now you might worry about taking a fall sport and impeding upon their winter sports participation. So I don't know what have to be due scheduling wise. However, I am also going to say, especially some of the sports again that I've coached, some of the groups. Let's use field hockey, for example. It's not as popular a sport in every area where you have it's not like basketball where every school has a team, so you might be seeding group 1 and you might have fewer teams, so they might not be playing the typical amount of games that somebody else is going to play. So, as much as I say, I think of a true group champion, even in certain sports, they might not be playing as many games anyway, so I don't think it's always going to be.
It's interesting. I love it. And I want to reach out. We want to get one of the top schools from say Texas on just to see when they say what they think of how it's done here.
Right.
They're North One. They're a Group 1 champ. You're a Group 1 champ. You're a Group 1 champ.
Right.
Who's the Group 1 champ? You know, because Texas does it. There's a Group 1 champ.
Yeah.
So it's a little.
Well, then we have other sports. A lot of sports now. I actually don't know who doesn't do this in the sports of the Tournament of Champions. So now you take all your groups, even you come to one true state champion.
But that's just a little different. Again, I think that's more of
we continue beyond even to get that
right.
one.
And I know if Beelan's watching, he's going to be chiming in, or we're going to hear him. But in a physical sport like football, you cannot expect a Group 1 team to go play a parochial 4. It's just it's not going to happen.
But I am not. I like the idea of the Tournament of Champions but I have my point of contention with that is you take all of these state champions, the thrill of winning your group, right, and then.
Only one team's going out.
Oh, no, but every single one of them will win their group title, be elated, and then lose. Except for one team. And I feel like that just... I'd hate to, take away from, from that accomplishment, But, I don't know, that's just
we got a question.
Oh, boy.
We got a question. Kurt, a Christmas rank 5 for you to change it up for you guys. Rank these... By the way, Coach Sickinger is saying, I hate Tournament of Champions.
I know. Coach Sickinger and I always have a mind meld.
But look at this question that this maniac Kenny's going to ask me. Rank these 5 Christmas movies. Christmas Story, never seen it. Christmas Vacation, Charlie Brown Christmas, A Wonderful Life and Miracle. I'm going to be honest. I've only really seen start to go. I'm going to have to go Christmas Vacation 1, Charlie Brown Christmas 2. I've never seen the other 3, so I'm going to say, go ahead, you do it. But I know, you know what? I'll go Miracle on 34th, just because that's where the garden's on 33rd. A Wonderful Life and Christmas Story.
Okay.
Go ahead, you do yours.
Well, you need to see A Christmas Story. Christmas Story is 1, Charlie Brown is 2, Christmas Vacation 3, Miracle on 34th Street 4, and It's a Wonderful Life 5. All
okay,
right.
and Coach Sickinger saying in 2003, they won the girls' state volleyball champion as a Group 1. Had to play a Group 4 school. It wasn't pretty.
Exactly. Like we just said, that would be with football. Exactly. And you take away from that team,
right? Ending that season that you did
in that way, and then not only do they
because what's your goal? What's your goal?
A state championship.
A state championship. And that's what it is. And so, Coach Sick.
Yep. Good. Great point.
Listen, thank you for the comment, Coach Sick. I'm just gonna say this. Rest up tonight. You got a lot to talk about tomorrow, but thank you for the comment. And no, Kenny, I have never seen Christmas Story.
It's on 24 hours starting Christmas Eve. So.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Can I find that? On ESPN? No? No need. Walk off a winner. That's it. Walk off a winner.
Exactly. Agreed.
Did you guys communicate before the show?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Just a person of sound mind, Mr. Sickinger.
But that's why, in all seriousness, I would love to see Texas be like, you guys have what is it, 16 or 23 state champs?
Exactly.
How big is Jersey? But did I miss Tony? He did miss Tony.
Yeah.
But you know what, Jim? This is the best thing. Go right on YouTube. And you can watch Tony.
He was good. He was very good.
Tracy Ann saying Christmas Story is the best movie. So is this something I might watch on a snow day?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, maybe we'll have a snow day Thursday and you can watch it.
Well, actually, I'm working from home right now, so
Oh.
I have to
Well,
work.
that night.
Okay, that night.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite,
Nice.
Tracy
Very
saying.
nice. Good pick.
Thank
good
you for
pick.
joining, Tracy.
Yep, as always. All right, and just a little reminder, I-95 Sports looking to live stream sporting events.
Yes.
And if you know any high school athletes that you would like to see featured on our show, athletes, coaches, we're just trying to get as much exposure to as many people and programs as possible. So please hit us up.
Okay, and next week we get back to our great debates, which we had next time. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I would love to do next week, Hoops. I would love to get Mr. Sickinger on just to squeeze him in, because I want his opinion on last week's debate. And Jim, I'll say
yeah,
this
I
to
would
you
love to
real
hear
quick.
his opinion on that.
I want your opinion, UConn women's hoops. Oh, he's fired up with that. But Jim, here's the question. Don't answer it now. You're not going to answer it tomorrow. We want you to come on live next Tuesday, Jim. The debate we had last week was, should a head coach in high school be able to hire or have final say of their staff? All sports, right? All sports. I mean, we were saying mainly football first, but all sports.
Right,
So
just
that's the
general.
question next week, Jim. You come on, jump in. I would love to hear his response next week.
Yep, absolutely.
All right?
All right. Thank you,
Great
everyone,
show,
for
Hoops.
watching. Yep.
Thank you guys for, thank Coach Campanile
Yes,
for DePaul,
yes, and
Coach Carratura for
Yep.
his Kearny wrestling.
Good luck to them both. Thank you for being on. It was a pleasure.
All right? Enjoy the